Make the ground shake.
What's up, Spartans? This is JAG, aka Leonidas. I'll be your host Malone, coming at you live from 300. On this video, I'm going to be showing you all how to scout Tesla's giant bombs and double giant bomb locations. So this is going to be relevant for Town Hall 8, Town Hall 9, and up all the way through Town Hall 10 to 12. So let's just jump into this. I'm going to show you one replay with our resident Town Hall, well, on technically a maxed out pretty much Town Hall 10, technically was Town Hall 11, and this will apply for the other bases though as well. It's just you're going to have maybe a couple more giant bombs that you'll be able to have, etc. kind of thing. But let's get into this and we'll do a bit of base analysis and I'll teach you how everything goes. So we're going to be looking at our Town Hall 11's attack, Big Sausage. I did not speak incorrectly there, no comment, going on base 1 and his attack. So let's just pause this for a sec. So let's try and see how we go about scouting for the giant bombs, especially the double giant bomb locations, since those are what's going to kill hogs, and if you're doing hog attacks, they're deadly. And you also want to know where Teslas are, ideally as well. So one way before we get into this is knowing the base layouts. If you've seen these bases before, a lot of people reuse bases that are online and things like that, so you can kind of know in advance where Teslas generally are, things like that. For designs that you're not as sure of, then this is how we're going to go about it, but I would do this regardless before every attack, so you can plan in advance, and that way you know where to place your heals, especially if you're using hogs as well. So let's just start with a little bit of analysis here. So first things first, we want to kind of figure out, okay, which side we're attacking, because we want to keep in mind Teslas that might be placed on the outside to drag golems over. So Big Sausage decides, it gets me every time, decides to attack from this side right around here. And then what we want to keep in mind is there might be a Tesla, say somewhere around this spot, that could drag them over. Maybe somewhere over here that could drag over the golems as well. So you kind of want to keep that in mind when dropping them. They should be okay, and that's where funneling will come in. But you can kind of keep that in mind for your kill squad. And then the next thing is where we picture the Teslas are going to be. So, and the double giant bomb. So I guess the first things first is you want to look at the gaps in the base. So we have, let's just label these in a nice kind of light blue color. We have essentially this gap here, which is going to be potential, oh wow, computer lagged out on me a bit. You have this gap here where potentially bombs or Teslas could be. You have this gap here as well, which is the same thing where they could be. And you get the same thing right here. You get the same thing around the Inferno here, and then you get it on the same side. You know what, I'm just going to circle this whole thing right all around here. Those are the only gaps in the base, so this is where the giant bombs or the Teslas have to be located if they're going to put them inside the base. So that's your first hint, where they could potentially be. So the next thing is having a bit of background knowledge in this case. I know that generally giant bombs are placed around beside the kind of strong defenses that will do the most damage to, so Inferno towers. Sometimes they're placed around expos as well, or like close to that, and sometimes they try and get a little sneaky where they try and make you think that they're there but they aren't. But most of the time they are located around those. For Town Hall 8s, you're just gonna have to more look at the gaps in the base, and those will where they're in between defenses, and that's probably where your giant bombs are going to be. For your Town Hall 9s and 10s and up, you're going to probably have them around expos and probably around infernos. So we can probably expect a double giant bomb maybe in this lower quadrant here, put 2 there. There can also be kind of like 2 slotted in there. Alternatively, you could also get them kind of in the back end like this, or you could get them kind of around this area as well. So what my guess is generally you have them either in front of the defense where your troops are going to go at them, or you're going to have them in between the defense trying to stop hogs. In this case, I would be inclined to think that the two defenses, or two giant bombs are right around there. And since this is your next trick as well, symmetrical bases. A lot of times people try to make symmetrical bases. They'll also put the traps on this exact same location on the other side of the base, since they're identical. So you could suspect that there would probably be then giant bombs around that location as well, because if for some reason you tried to get at the base from this location here, you would then hit the giant bombs trying to get to the Inferno Towers as they're going to protect them. So that's why I think the giant bombs might be there in this case, so to protect the Inferno Towers. As for the Teslas, what I would think is that there's probably going to be Teslas 2 in this quadrant and then 2 in this quadrant is what I would think. And if they're smart, they're probably going to put a Tesla right around here and probably a Tesla right around there. And the reason I think that is you want to keep Teslas kind of close to, again, that strong defense, the Inferno Tower. And since the Archer Queen is there, you want to attack from that side, which means the Teslas will then help protect the Archer Queen and help protect the Inferno Tower as well. So that's why I was thinking potentially those locations. But again, remember, you look for the gaps in the base, where those are where they could be the Teslas and double giant bombs. Now think, okay, double giant bombs or giant bombs are generally around defenses that can protect them. They shouldn't be near the Queen, the Archer Queen, for anyone Town Hall 9 and up, but a lot of people do, and generally protecting your high defenses. And then Teslas are always kind of like in gaps that are a little bit harder to get, but they can still damage as a result. So that's kind of how you go about suspecting where they could be. This again can be applied with Town Hall 8, Town Hall 9, 10, 11, and 12. So since we kind of checked this out, let's kind of see how I did and go from there. So like I said, I know that BS comes from this location down below. And what you're going to then see, we're going to maybe put this at a pace of 2. You're going to see come right there, the Inferno Tower starts to lock on, and then so far as we saw, there was one Tesla just in this location here right beside this wizard, and that was pulling the golem. That's pretty common at Town Hall 9 and up, especially Town Hall 10 and up, so wasn't a big surprise there. Wasn't too far off, so it really didn't affect much. So now you see the Clan Castle go. So far still no giant bombs, no Teslas as of yet. And there we go. We see one giant bomb over here in this location, right around these walls over here. And continuing, there we have 2 more Teslas. We have one right here, which is in that gap as suspected. The other one was, I believe, right here. It went down pretty quick, but right around the bowlers here. And I expected it to actually be in the gap. It probably would have been smarter if it was in the gap, but not too much of an issue as well. We kind of expected that. And then continuing on, since there's 2 giant bombs were where I expected them, they're probably going to be near that air sweeper again on the other side. And as you're going to see, BS is going to kind of foresee that, and he's going to drop a heal, which I'll make note of. So we're going to move this over a little bit to the side. So now he drops all the hogs in, really to take out the remainder of the base. He drops 1 heal as they're needed right there. And then we're going to slow this down for a sec, getting towards that Archer Tower. And then we're going to see a giant bomb there. And as you see right now, he dropped a heal around that location before the hogs got there because he has suspected that the giant bomb was there. And that's really what you want to do. The whole point is figuring out where they are, so if you're using hogs specifically, you can drop those heals in advance so your hogs don't all die. And that's the goal, especially with double giant bombs. And the second giant bomb blew up there as well, and that's the nice benefit of a symmetrical base. And we see the last Tesla up at the top, which I was surprised they didn't put 2 in the bottom quadrant of that gap, but there were 2 in the top, and that's where we expected. So it makes sense, and that's really how you do it. I'm just going to skip through the rest of the base, or the replay, and show the remainder of the 3-star at that point. Good work for PS, and again, that's the video, so hopefully that helped for you guys as far as determining where giant bombs could be specifically located, as well as Teslas. And that's going to be it. hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this video and you want to see future videos as well. Don't forget to like the video and drop any comments down below if for some reason you have any questions or still unsure or you want to see something else as well. And that's going to be the rest, and that'll be the end of this video. I just want to say thanks, and I'm going to be signing off.